Hi, Year 11. So you may have seen the headline that you can see right at the top of the screen there, that right up there, that national exams are going ahead this year across the UK. So what does that mean? That means you're sitting actual GCSE exams. And it's the first time since 2019 this has been able to happen. So in 2020 and 2021, COVID hit and GCSEs were cancelled. Now, in 2020, teachers had to give what was called predicted grades, what we thought they would get at the end based on evidence. And in 2021, it was a pure evidence system, was test them, look at the tests. What does that tell you? Where are they? Now, what that led to is inflated grades. Now, what I mean by that is that, as you can see there, that there were record numbers of the highest grades. Now, at Rushy Mead, I was so proud of our members of staff. They worked so hard to make sure that our grades were fair and honest. And, it was difficult because you're with us for 5 years. We do develop, good relationships with you. We get to know you as people, and it's really hard to maybe mark people down. You might know they've had a bad day. You might look at the paper and say, they can do better than this. But you had to put all those emotional feelings to one side and actually say, well, what grade have they got? And base it on that. Now, you might be sat there thinking that you're not happy about exams going ahead because you have one, maybe two exams during that exam season to perform. But think of it this way. Would you be happy about your November mock counting towards your grade? Now, bear in mind that was sat back in November. So I guess many of you might say, no, I wouldn't want that used. Well, works two ways. This is the fairest way, having a GCSE exam. The fairest way to assess everybody up and down the country is to give them exactly the same paper at exactly the same time and see how they go. So it is for the best. We know some schools did overinflate their grades a little bit. Okay, so this is the fairest way. Now, you might have heard me talk about inflated grades. You might think, well, hang on a minute. I've got to compete with those people for maybe university slots, for colleges, for jobs. If their grades are up here because they didn't have to sit exams, what's going to happen to mine? Well, if you look at this article here, it talks about a safety net. And what it says that the grade boundaries are going to be a little bit more lenient. So they're going to bring the grade boundaries down a little bit to set the midpoint. So if 2019 was here, if the grades achieved in 2020 and 21 were here, you're going to be given middle grade boundaries. So slightly easier than 2019 to get those higher grades. That little bit of a safety net to make sure that you guys have the best chance possible of achieving those top grades and to compete. So what else they've done is they've told you how your grades will be decided. Now, they're going to be done in the normal way. None of your teachers here will have anything to do with it. Now, what that means is that your mock exams that you're going to do in the spring won't count towards it. Okay, they will not count towards it. They are now just used as a practice. Some of you might remember the assembly I did years ago now, where I spoke about the person in my year at school that struggled with the pressure of the exams, just put his head down on the table and didn't do anything for 2 hours. Okay, now that came from not having practiced exams. That came from the pressure of everything, walking into the theatre, sat in that isolated desk, heart beating faster, and just gave up. Now, you had your mocks back in November, and then you've got these mocks as well. They'll show you, first of all, where you're at right now, how you're performing right now. Then they'll give you another chance to deal with the pressure. Remember that you can't talk. As soon as you walk into the sports hall, as soon as I say outside, silence, you have to be in silence. And then when I start saying to you about how it'd be disqualification for this, for that, for this, that can put a lot of pressure on you. So the more you get to practice that, so you can manage those nerves and perform the best you can, the better. What it does mean that if you have a bad day and you happen to fail the exam, it's not going towards your GCSEs. It's just a practice. So do take it seriously, because it will help you to see what topics you maybe don't know and need to spend a bit more revision on, but they won't count towards your GCSE. Instead, the normal GCSE procedure will happen. You'll do your exam, it'll be sent off and marked externally. Now, you are getting a little bit more help. What's happening is advanced information about this year's exams has been published. That was happened on Monday. So on Monday, exam boards published advanced information. So let's have a look at that. Okay, come out of this and go straight to the internet. So you can see my screen on here. Now, the two big exam boards that we have are AQA and OCR. Now, this is available for you. I don't have a special login. You might be able to see here. It even says, asks me to log in, but I'm not. This is the view that you would get if you went onto these websites. Now, straight away, you can click on 2022 exam changes. Now, advanced information is available. So what you can do on here is you can press qualification, find your subject, and it will tell you all about what the changes are. So if I click on computer science and I click find, this tells me everything. So if I click here for the advanced information, I can see exactly what exams will cover. Now, OCR is slightly different. OCR doesn't have anything at the top here, but if you scroll down, it says advanced information finder. Again, select GCSE, select your qualification, and you can get that information. Now, I'm going to come back to my PowerPoint here, because what is really important for you to see is this last slide here. Now, as I said to you, and I've just shown you, advanced information is there. So get online, have a look, read through, ask your teacher. But look here. The idea is to give candidates a better sense of what to revise after the spring half term, instead of cutting the breadth of the courses. They list the topics that will be the main focus of assessments, but do not cover everything which will be covered in exams. So candidates are still being advised to revise the whole course. Okay, so this isn't a case of if you see a topic and it says this exam is going to focus on these areas, it doesn't mean they're not going to include other bits of knowledge. So, for example, if physics or chemistry or anything says the exams will focus on these core topics, they should make up the majority of your revision, but don't exclude everything else, because there might be some questions, maybe some smaller 1 mark, 2 mark, etc. questions on other topics. But what it does give you is that slightly more focused revision, so you know the main bulk of the exam. Now, the best thing for you to do is speak to your subject teachers. They will be able to advise you on exactly what to do. They will have read the key information on their subjects, so they'll be able to give you some support. Exactly like it says here, teachers will liaise with their students to help them prepare. So, hopefully that has explained the big announcement. Like I said, you are doing GCSEs. It is a good thing, okay? It is a good thing. Some of you watching this will be getting a little bit nervous about that. That's normal. Do you know what? Stress, anxiety about your exams, that's normal. I had it when I was your age. So did all your teachers. It just shows you care. I'd be more worried about a student that was sat there going, meh. Okay, because that doesn't show you're bothered. Whereas actually, if you're nervous about something, it shows it's important to you. The key thing is channeling those nerves. So go back and watch the YouTube videos that I gave you on how to relax, how to calm down, etc. Use those tips, but this is a good thing. GCSEs are happening. Your spring mocks will help you prepare for that. They'll help you get you mentally ready, see what you do and do not know. But GCSEs are back, and you guys are going to absolutely smash it, okay? If you have any questions, please come and find me, C121, that's my office. If I'm not in there, I'll be in A032. Please come and have a chat, even if you're just not sure about what's going on or you're a little bit nervous, can happily help you out there, okay? Take it easy, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.